Welcome to another Achieving Science video. This video is all about vaccines. Let us begin by reminding ourselves about what is a good medicine. A good medicine is something that is first of all effective. You take a medicine to at least prevent or cure a disease, or at least minimum it should make you feel better. The second key characteristic it must meet is that it must be safe. It can't be toxic and it can't cause you any unacceptable side effects. The third is it being stable. It needs to be able to be used in normal conditions. Plus, you need to be able to store the medicine. Finally, in consideration, it needs to be able to be successfully taken and removed from the body. It needs to be able to reach the target in your body and then be removed once it is finished. So then, what is a vaccine? How does a vaccine work? What is the purpose of it? Well, let's start with reminding ourselves that on the surface of every single cell there are antigens. So if we take a look at this diagram, we can actually see the antigens on the surface of this cell. Antigens are unique proteins. They're found on the surface of every cell, and it's the way in which cells are recognized. Now, this is important because for each antigen, the body produces an antibody, which is also unique, and this can bind to the antigen that has caused its production. So again, let's choose this diagram. We can again remind ourselves that the antigens are these proteins that are identifying it, and then we can also see these antibodies. This antibody here is attached to the antigen, shown in red. Now this is important because when a bacteria or virus enters the body, the white blood cells will recognise these as being foreign because it won't have met these antigens before, and it will begin the process of destroying it. So first, the white blood cells will produce the right antibody. Once it's done so, it will divide so it can produce even more antibodies. This process though takes some time, and during this time the person can feel very unwell. But once the body has made this antibody, it's capable of remembering it for future use. So in future there is no delay in producing it. The person is said to be immune at this point. Now sometimes this delay in producing the antibody can be too long, and therefore we need a quicker alternative method. Let's look at the alternative. Well, first of all, a vaccine will protect you against certain diseases such as measles, mumps and rubella, otherwise commonly known as the MMR jab, measles, mumps, rubella. Now the vaccine will contain a small amount of dead or inactive pathogen. This is then injected into the person. The person's immune system will then begin its process of producing the antibodies. So the white cells will recognise it as being foreign and the production of the antibodies will begin. Once this is done, the person is then said to be immune. This means that if they come into contact with a harmful version, they already have the right antibodies to destroy it. Now there are questions to ask before using a medicine, because every medicine has its own risks. So first, children can have bad reactions, which can result in death, side effects, defects. The benefits though are that there's greater immunity, there's less deaths from it and horrible diseases.